Your feet form the foundation of your entire body. Day after day, they have to take the weight of your body, and for the most part, they do a pretty good job. Plantar fasciitis develops when the fascia that lies underneath the sole of your foot becomes stressed to the point at which it causes inflammation, at which point it starts to produce pain. This is typically worse the first few steps that you take after getting out of bed in the morning, and it starts to become very difficult to do any length of walking. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 different ways in which you can start to get immediate relief from plantar fasciitis. Let's begin. One research article has found that you are around 8.7 times more likely to develop plantar fasciitis if you have tight hamstrings. This is because your plantar fascia is in the same fascia chain as your hamstrings. So a tightness in your hamstrings is going to start to pull on your plantar fascia and create tension. They also found that if you have a BMI above 35, i.e. if you are overweight, you are 2.4 times more likely to develop plantar fasciitis. So if you are overweight, one of the first things you should try and do is to lose weight, because you are going to be putting more stress through your plantar fascia purely through the weight of your body. So the first thing that I'm going to recommend is a dynamic stretch to your hamstrings, calf and plantar fascia. This is going to help to increase the flexibility of this area and release the tension underneath your foot. So what you're going to do is, standing about half a meter away from the wall, is to place one foot forwards so your toes and your foot is pointing upwards slightly. You're then going to place your hands on the wall so you're forming a press up position, and then you're simply going to bring your nose to one hand, then bring it back, and then you'll go onto the other hand. You can do this 10 times on each side, and you can repeat this every hour, every 2 hours, depending on how much relief you get this. I've had some people that will do it every hour because that's how they get the relief underneath their foot. This is probably one of my favorite exercises for plantar fasciitis, and one that I found the most effective. So make this one of the first things you try. The second way we can start to get some relief is to release the plantar fascia itself. So what you're going to do is get a golf ball or a tennis ball or anything that's of a similar size and firmness, place it underneath your foot and roll it underneath your fascia for around 2 to 3 minutes. I would tend to stay away from the very painful areas. Don't put yourself in any extreme pain, but focus on the areas that are very tight, and just by rolling the ball you should start to be able to release the fascia. The third exercise is called a pen penny. So what you need, as the name suggests, is a pen and a penny. You're going to place the penny underneath the ball of your foot, and you're going to place the pen underneath the arch of your foot. Now the idea here is that you're going to press into the penny, and that you're going to bring the arch away from the pen. So you want to squash the penny, but you don't want to squash the pen. That's going to help to stimulate the muscles that are designed to increase and maintain your arch. Hold this for around a few seconds and then repeat 10 times, and then repeat this 3 or 4 times throughout the day. Number 4, for some more immediate relief, and this is one of the most common things that is done for plantar fasciitis, and that's to put some ice on the area that is inflamed. Ice is very good for inflammation because it can decrease the inflammation in that area, and that should help you get some relief at that time. It would also help to create some numbness within the area, which would just help to make it feel a little bit better. Number 5 is that if the other things haven't worked, and this is something that you've had for a long time and you just can't get rid of it, you can trial some arch supports. I'll put a link in the description of an arch support that you could use if you want to try and go down this route. This will help to increase the arch and therefore taking the pressure off the plantar fascia. Essentially, if you have a decreased arch, that's going to stretch the plantar fascia underneath your foot. So by just raising that, you can take a little bit of the tension off. If you've got a good arch, then the arch support probably isn't going to be the best thing for you. And number 6 is to get yourself checked by a professional. I would suggest a chiropractor, because what they can do is check the joints of your foot, make sure they're moving properly and correct any areas that aren't moving. Essentially, if you don't have proper movement of your foot, particularly in the joints, then when your foot lands on the floor, when you're walking or running or jumping, the force is not going to be able to be properly dissipated throughout the foot. It's going to be more of a thud, and that's going to put more pressure on the plantar fascia. So that would be one of the things that I would highly suggest. And they can also look at the entire chain, at the calves, the hamstrings, as well as looking at your low back and your knee joints. So give these things a try. I hope you find these useful. Hit the like button if you got any value from this video. Subscribe for new videos every single week, and I will see you on the next one.